What's up, guys? After 11 long years, we finally have a new college football game on the horizon. Not sure if you've heard about it yet or not, but in all seriousness, we're about 5 weeks away from the revival of the NCAA franchise with the release of College Football 25. By now, you've probably seen one of the million videos across YouTube talking about this topic, but I wanted to give my 2 cents on some of the things I'm most excited for and my thoughts on how they're going to execute some of the new features. I'm going to kick the video off by telling you a little bit about me and give you a reason to watch this channel. For starters, I'm a huge college football fan, die-hard Tar Heel fan. That's my team across all the sports. And other than that, I'm an all-around football junkie. I watch about any team from any conference. It does not matter if football's on, I'm watching it. From the MAC to the SWAC to it does not matter, I watch them all. I've been playing Madden since 1998 and NCAA since 2003. So I've been at this a long time. The NCAA franchise is my favorite across all the video games. Very passionate about this game, and I'll be creating a lot of content. Most of that's going to range from Dynasties, offline, online, Road to Glory, and Ultimate Team. So if you like NCAA content, you came to the right place. My goal is to build a community around sports fans like me and you, creating a place for us all to get together and talk about our favorite teams, traditions, and rivalries. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So kicking off the list, we got the fact that they are building this game to be independent from the constraints of the NCAA and ESPN. That was kind of a minor detail that a lot of people may have missed in the gameplay trailer. But essentially, they're not going to have to answer to either of those entities because it is not NCAA Football 2025. It is College Football 25. They took off the branding. Same thing with ESPN. They're using ESPN analysts without having to use ESPN branding. So what this does is it gives the developers a lot more freedom with the game, something that Madden does not have. Madden has to report to the NFL and has to pretty much publish the game in a way that the NFL approves. So you take that out of it, and you're going to have a lot more freedom to create some things that you wouldn't be able to do in Madden. They've been very adamant, the developers, this whole time that this game is going to be a love letter to college football fans. It's nice to know that they have the freedom to build the game the way they want to without all that outside interference. So the next one I wanted to talk about is a hot button issue right now across the community, and that is the topic of abilities. I'm on the side that's excited for this. I know a lot of people are not, but I personally have faith that they're going to find a way to balance this out. I think that's going to be easier said than done on the offline modes. The Ultimate Team might be a little tricky with some of the players, but I think they're going to find a way to keep it balanced and keep it fun. But the reason I feel like it needs to be in the game is you need that separation between different players. On 14, you could have had 5 quarterbacks, and if one got hurt, you put another one in. They all felt kind of the same. There was no super uniqueness between the guys. So I think that's important with this to make it a little more immersive and make a lengthy run, is to have these abilities that make your players play different and feel different. Staying with topics that the community is divided on, let's talk kicking. So kicking is going to be huge in this game with the new meter system. Not going to be easy field goals like you would get in Madden with a more accurate kicker. But I like this because as frustrating as it's going to be a little more realistic. So according to oneonOneKickingCamps.com, Division I kickers are expected to hit 80% of their field goals. In September of 22, they did a study and they found that FBS kickers across the board only converted on 67% of their kicks that occurred in the second half or overtime of one possession games. So what that means is these kickers are not always accurate. These kickers are going to struggle, and it's going to be a little more realistic based on what you're going to see in the game. Another new feature I'm excited to see how they implement is the new wear and tear system. A lot of people are probably going to turn that setting off, but for me, I'm excited because I think if they're done correctly, once we get used to it, it's going to add another level of realism to the game. I was actually listening to Mac Brown's post-spring press conference the other day, and he talked about how at Carolina they struggled keeping players fresh, and they'd get burned out late in the season, which this is essentially talking about the same thing. He talked about how Carolina was hoping to go deeper across their positions, at least 2 deep across their receiving cores and their running backs and positions like that, so their guys stayed fresh throughout the year when they got to those big games late in the season. And if you look at their records throughout the last couple years, they all had hot starts and then they fizzled out. and he attributed that to this problem. So to see that in the game is going to be really cool if they implement it correctly. Moving on to the things I'm most excited for in this game. Starting with number one, and that is Dynasty mode coming back. Nothing can replicate this mode across all the sports games I've played. Nothing starts with a coordinator job at a shitty school and progresses all the way up to your dream school. Madden, a franchise mode, it gets kind of boring because you start at one team and you're that team. You can be the GM or the coach or whatever. The owner, not even the GM in those games. And then baseball, you're pretty much just the GM on MLB The Show. So you don't have that progression, and that is my favorite part of these games. Is starting at a small school and having the freedom to either stay there, leave, go take another job, and then your success or failure will dictate the opportunities. So you could play the old Dynasty modes 100 times and have 100 different career paths that allow you to see different schools that you may never have seen before. The next thing I'm really excited for stays in the Dynasty realm, and that is recruiting. I've always loved recruiting across these games. It was always a blast trying to find these kids, bringing them in, and then progressing them through the 4 or 5 years, and then sending them off to the NFL. That was always fun to me, trying to bring in kids that fit your system or could transform your school. One of my favorite memories were using Texas A&M before they had Johnny Manziel and got really good those couple years. But using them, I did like a 12-year run one time. And my favorite video game memories, period, is using that team, competing against Texas and Oklahoma, trying to out-recruit them. And I just remember how mad I'd get when I'd lose recruits to those schools. Like, that was memorable video game moments that I think I miss playing the other games. You don't really get that in Madden. You don't get that in MLB The Show. It's something really unique to college football. College basketball had it too, but very unique to the college games. And I think it's going to be even better this year with the online Dynasty mode where you can out-recruit your friends. It's going to be a lot of smack talk, I think, in a lot of group chats with people losing recruits or stealing recruits from their friends. I think that's add another level of authenticity to it and something I'm really looking forward to. There you have it, guys. That's my list. Drop a comment and let me know what you're excited for and give me your opinion on the new features. I know a lot of the community is divided on how some of these things are going to be implemented. Some people are pretty skeptical. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Take a second and comment below posting your favorite team and what you think their record's going to be in 2024. I look forward to getting to know you guys. My early prediction for the Tar Heels is they're going to go 9-3 this year. I think they'll lose a close one against Florida State down in Tallahassee. That'll cost them a spot in the ACC title game. Still be bowl eligible, but I think that's what's going to happen this year with the question marks around the quarterback play. But I appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the gridiron.